and I'm a member of npCert and CSRI2. To inaugurate today's program, let me welcome President Mr. Chiranjeev Adhikari.
But also we had the same issue. That is why we are the first complete emergency response team set up in Sri Lanka. Because at that time, in 2006, together with Professor Gihandais and Dr. Shanta Fernando, they want to start a search for Sri Lanka actually. At that time, government was not interested because at that time security is not a high priority for most of them. Therefore, actually, they request government to start, so they didn't. Then they set it up inside the University of Morocco. Just after the one day after New Year, it's a holiday. A lot of people were not working. Only few administrators were in the office. So in npCert, unfortunately, for all our staff, it's not a holiday. So we have to ask them to come back to office, most of the people. And we have deployed our team. Then first we have deployed our incident response team. Then we found that there's a one connection from application in their server farm is accessing outside and connecting to an outside IP address. As soon as they found, they try to investigate. They try to investigate system. Then they found a lot of information related to a compromise. Then they found information for compromise in IT network, in servers, server farm network, and user network. Entire organization was affected. Right? So then we found that it's not just an incident response. Then we deployed our forensic team also. This is a huge issue. Therefore, we deploy our forensic team also. Then they started to analyze it. Before analyze, actually, now we have to stop this connection. Normally, unexperienced people, what they do is actually they just go and remove that connectivity. Is it a good practice? Why is that?
Because you can trace that to the attacker.
Yeah, one thing. What's the other thing?
Service.
No, this is not a.
Because if you remove one and there might be another one, so if you clean one, they can come again back and do the same thing.
Yeah, the same thing, but it's more it is more relevant. We don't want to tell or inform the attacker that we have found it, because as you have mentioned, if he has a separate access, he will try to do some kind of harmful or destructive work, because he knew that now we have found, because he can delete entire data. We don't want that to happen. Therefore, we want to make sure that he has no other connection to the network before removing it, because we don't want attacker to see that we have identified him and we are trying to rectify the issue. Therefore, we have taken some time. Then we found that it's only the connection, so we removed it. So then actually we started the investigation to identify what has happened. So how attacker got access. So first thing we found was they have some agents working in outside Sri Lanka as financial advisors or agents. They have given some access to one of their applications from outside. There's an issue here, right? Normally, all these untrusted connections should be terminated here.
Yeah, in the
DMS right. So you don't terminate any untrusted connection here inside your server, right? Even though they are then the people ask they are one of our managed security clients. Why npCert didn't figure it out? So a lot of people ask. So then actually on the board. Then actually what has happened was we have identified those issues, fortunately. So we have informed them. We have all these emails and all these things, and they didn't take action. Even we have escalated it to the higher management as well, because not only this issue, they are not rectifying the issue. Because in here also, you have to make sure you can do vulnerability assessment, frequent vulnerability assessment, quarterly, twice a year, you can do. But if you are not rectifying the issue, what's the point of doing assessment? Right? Then this was identified. So then after that, the attack also got, because there are some application level vulnerability, because through that, the attacker got access to the application. Now, attacker is in the server front, critical network of the entire corporate. Then he started lateral movement. He got access to another application. Then he has done a very wise thing. He got access to Active Directory. that side of it. You get access to the Active Directory. He has created an administrative password, and he got access to entire network. This is happening, but this kind of things are happening. In here also, I don't know, even if it's not in the news, those things are happening. He got a full access. Then finally, through IT network, he got access to the corporate application. And so, before that, actually, he has uploaded some information to a unknown IP address, but we found that it's not very critical information. But finally, he got access to the configuration. Okay. This is what has happened. When you don't follow all these security guidelines, just doing like waiting someone else to attack your system, the entire network. Not only that, not only like losing 40 million, how much cost you have spent on cleaning entire network. Okay. If you have 1,500 users, how to clean them? If the entire network is infected, how are you going to clean? It's a massive work. That's what we are dealing with these days. Just one single issue can end up with an entire disaster.
In Nepal, we have seen two activities. One was almost a year ago,
Okay.
and another was a couple of months. One issue was a misuse of a Swift server inside a bank. They couldn't, they were not protecting it well. And the server was used to process Swift messages. And there were third-party applications, tools, even shareware installed, and it was used for Java purpose as well. And due to that, somewhere somehow, somebody generated so many messages to transfer the money, and they were able to recover around 70-80% of the amount, but rest of the amount they could not. That incident happened. The bank was an SCSA bank, and it was heavily publicized in the sense that what is happening in Nepal and all. And they had some consultants from KPMG here, and then they did some forensics. We do not know the outcome because the bank hasn't disclosed that. But that happened. Maybe of similar nature, but nothing that was not discovered. But still, it did give some trouble. And another was Lazarus activity was seen, and that 30 million we got from npCert, saying that when they analyzed the dump of the CNC server, they they got on the cloud, and they analyzed and they found that 2 IP addresses had been hit by Lazarus security, and they were 2 banks. And then once we got that information, we informed the bank that we have got this information. And interestingly, the banks also got the same 13 claims from other sources like Visa and Semantic. They also got that information. And it is now confirmed that the banks readily accept that there is some activity going on outside. And then they took some precautions in 2 ways. One was technical controls. They were one of the bank, they even hired forensics to analyze, and other banks also they did some preventive measures like just to analyze daily pattern of money going out from the ATMs, because Lazarus normally goes in that pattern. Once they infect, then people get access into the system and they can take money, cash money from the ATM machine. Exactly same thing happened in India. And then they were monitoring patterns of cash takeouts from ATM. If you see different pattern, obviously maybe you might have been compromised, right? That's why looking at the outcome of the activity, you can predict whether you had that activity or not. So others, they took that kind of precautions, and these 2 banks, they had forensics and just to make sure that will happen so these are 2 incidents that we saw in Nepal.
actually, like, frankly, even as security community, even it is bad. So actually, it is good that if something happened to one or to organization, because unless something happened, people doesn't consider. I mean, here also after this incident, actually the board has passed a lot of security solutions within a single day. IT manager is telling me like 40 million or 50 million security solutions just passed in 2 or 3 days because of this issue. So until that, even board level, they don't like consider that security as a like primary requirement of organization. Now actually in Sri Lanka, since we had a lot of issues, now I can frankly tell you the financial sector, including the banking sector, they are spending heavily on information security. Even like the board level, actually they have asked a lot of board asked us to come and present about like current happening, what is happening, what needs to be done. Actually in Sri Lanka, it is really changing for the last 2 or 3 years. Actually, there's a huge change in Sri Lanka.
So what are the legal supports from the government there, and what are the legal obstacles for doing these things?
Yeah, really good question. So in Sri Lanka, we have computer crimes. It was set up in 2006. Yeah, we have computer crimes. I can't remember exactly. So like we are following the computer crimes act of Sri Lanka. They have given not very specific guidelines, but they have some guidelines where like the information that we provide in a computer is admissible in the court. That is one of the major requirements. Because previously, even like we can't provide digital evidences to the court. Because of that, now because of the Computer Crimes Act, now we can submit. So they have mentioned expert witnesses and all these things. Even as text that we have gone there and presented. As well as in school, that is why like brought that NSK virus, but it's end up in like huge issue to entire world. So that is their motive. But now it's totally different. So there's a hacker underground economy exists exists entirely for buying and selling financial data, identity data, confidential corporate information, and a lot of other information. So other than that, we are also to like tell you some information about dark web. How many of you like heard about this dark web? But actually for the security community, you should do that. In npCert also, we have separate team who are visiting like frequently the dark web, because this is not to like do something in the dark or do something wrong, because we need to find out what they're talking about, what they're dealing. Because every day, because at npCert we have separate teams, because we are not using our access dark web, because we don't know what will happen when we access also. So in some cases, therefore actually we have a separate team, but normally you can't directly access it. You need Tor browsers. They are using different technologies, as well as it's not like just browse. Because you need to get the like website separately in a forum. It's like, I'm not going to explain it. It will be another 1 or 2 hours presentation. If you are going to, two of you can visit dark web and see what is happening. Is actually really good. So in there, actually, I have taken this information last year for my presentation today. Like I can't take it because I'm here. I don't have access to that. So they are dealing with these things, weapons.